Hey guys, let's get more news about Miami Heat, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Jimmy Butler gets brutally honest about Heat's outlook after loss to Bucks. It was a gutting loss for the Miami Heat at the hands of the Milwaukee Bucks Tuesday night in NBA Cup Group Play, 106-103, as it was a thrilling contest from the jump. The Heat had looked to turn the tides, riding in with impressive wins over the Philadelphia 76ers and the Dallas Mavericks, but after a disappointing showcase, star Jimmy Butler was candid about his team. When Butler was asked about the proximity to where he believes Miami is from their ultimate standard, he would flat out say very far. It's hard to argue with his stance as the team started poorly on both sides of the ball, especially defensively, allowing Milwaukee and especially star Damian Lillard, who had 37 points, to light it up from deep in the first half. Jimmy Butler was asked how far they are from being the team they want to be. He had a simple answer. Very far. The Bucks would shoot 13 of 21 from beyond the arc in the first two quarters compared to the Heat, who only attempted 9 shots, making 3 despite being one of the more effective teams from that range. However, the team would go on a tremendous run in the second half, despite the Heat having third-quarter struggles before, bringing down a 22-point deficit to at one point tying the game up in the fourth quarter. They even had 2 chances to win or tie at the very end. Butler saw what the team could be like during that 26-9 run in the third and the performance in the final frame. "I mean, I guess you could take something good on everything," Butler said. "We know who we could be, we know who we want to be. We just got to go out there and do it for 48 minutes. Start the game off way better. Really wouldn't have lost, man. This one hurt. Our effort, legitimately, that's it," Butler said when asked what changed in the second half. "We're flying around making second, third, fourth, and fifth efforts if needed to. We didn't do that in the first half." There is no doubt that Lillard overwhelmed Miami, as he was the focal point of the offense due to the last-minute absence of Giannis Antetokounmpo. Along with his whopping 37 points, scoring 25 in the first half and starting 3 of 3 from deep, he also recorded 12 assists and 3 rebounds. "I don't think we threw everything at him," Butler said on how the team played Lillard. "We didn't throw no effort, we just had him go out there and just hoop, get comfortable, and do whatever he wanted to do, whether it was get to the cup, get to the free throw line, and then obviously hit the open 3 or step back 3. Then we started to, be more aggressive and start making him miss a little bit. And then the game closer." Pat Riley had no issue with LeBron James guaranteeing titles in 2010. Miami Heat team president Pat Riley has no problem with confidence. It's why he had 0 issues with LeBron James famously saying the Heat would multiple titles when he and Chris Bosh joined Dwayne Wade in 2010. "I didn't mind at all," Riley said during an appearance the OG's show with Mike Miller and Udonis Haslem. "We had a packed house, fair going crazy. Those things don't happen that often in the NBA." I think he was kidding. "I don't mind people saying we are going to win." Riley made a similar guarantee when he coached the Los Angeles Lakers. After defeating the Boston Celtics in the 1987 finals, Riley said they would repeat. "In 1987, we beat the Celtics," Riley said. "It was the best team that we ever had. That team had matured in 1987 to be the best they could as a team. We won 67 games that year. We won the title. After 4 championships, I remember saying to the media at the parade, I guarantee the next year we're going to win again. And I meant it." The Lakers made good on Riley's promise, defeating the Detroit Pistons the next season. While James didn't win as many titles as expected, he did lead the Heat to 2 championships. "The reason I said it, and I thought a lot about it, I wanted to put more pressure on that team than they've ever had on them," Riley said. If you guys think you're as great as you are, you can win back-to-back titles, you've got to do it, and I believed it. Pat Riley says the Heat could have won 6 or more championships if LeBron James never left. In a recent appearance on The Oggs Show, Heat president Pat Riley raised some eyebrows when he spoke on LeBron's tenure with the franchise. According to Riley, LeBron left championships on the table when he left the Heat in 2014, and he could have won 6 or more titles had he given it more times. "It didn't upset me, but it hurt me that we couldn't keep that team together," said Riley. "Because I think it was a 5 or 6 championship team. If we could have kept them all together and stayed healthy from that standpoint. But the nature of the game is what it is." LeBron's stint with the Heat is the shortest of all his teams so far, but it was also his most successful. From 2010 to 2014, he led the Heat to back-to-back championships in 4 straight finals appearances. He won 2 MVPs with averages of 26.9 points, 7.6 rebounds, and 6.7 assists per game on 54.3% shooting. With LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh in their prime, the Heat were a dominant force in the East and a level above the competition. That stretch, including a famed 27-game win streak, was some of the best basketball of LeBron's career and also some of the most controversial. Sadly, it all ended in the summer of 2014 when James decided to say goodbye to the Heat in favor of a return to the Cleveland Cavaliers. He traded Wade and Bosh for Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love, and the trio would go on to win a championship together 2 years later. Riley believes that James never should have left, and they could have won even more championships had they stayed with Wade and Bosh. Together, there's no doubt that the Big Three were among the best tandems in the NBA at the time, but they were very much on the decline, and it would have been extremely difficult for them to win any more championships after going back-to-back in 2012 and 2013. For one, there's the rise of the Golden State Warriors. The 2014-15 campaign was the twilight of the Stephen Curry era, and nothing was going to get in the way of his NBA takeover. He, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green would have been a tough matchup for the Heat, who were not nearly the same offensive team. That's not to mention that the Heat Big Three was already in decline. Whether LeBron left or not, they were going to need to make major roster changes to compensate for Wade's fading impact and Bosh's failing health. It was only a few years after LeBron's departure that the Heat had to start over entirely, but it wasn't long before they were back on the map as a threat in the East. James, meanwhile, returned to the finals the very next summer with his new team and a fresh cast of teammates ready to win it all. So, in the end, LeBron was right for leaving when he did, and he likely saw before anyone else that the window for the Heat to championships was closing. Both he and the Heat were able to cut ties and move on, and it turned out to be the best decision for everyone. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of LeBron James? Leave your opinion in the comments.